Hi guys, how are you doing? Hi. How are you? I am fine. Are you having a good week so far? What day is it? It's Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday. Anything nice happened? Anyone got any good news? I just need to move my my webcam again. Yeah, well, hopefully, Grazer J, your thingy won't be that long. I'm a bit funny when it comes to Zoom meetings. I'm fine when I'm in them, and as long as I know the people. But, yeah, it's just awkward, isn't it? It's like doing these shows. It's like, hello, hi guys. I know everyone's sick of me. But we've got so many tunes that we need to play. We really have. We've got another load of great demo drops today. We've got, hang on, who have we got? It's a bit bright in here. So we've got Boski, ChAyo, Jomarkho. Oh, well done, Grazer J. Unclogging the backlog. Yeah, we've had such a backlog of music. Pattern Perceptions in, Alpha A, Mark Shelvin, Mark Ross, Grazer J, Mark Ioannides. Get it right one day. People Like Us, Headzup, Kid Dynamo, and Gavin, Adam, and Vennard. So I'm getting there. I did remember, Mark. What did I used to say it was? What did I used to think your second name was? I'm not even going to think, because if I think, I'm going to forget how to actually say it again. But yeah, welcome in everybody. It's the demo drop. If you've not seen this show before, basically what we do is we listen to your music. If you are an up and coming or even an established producer and you'd like us to listen to your music, maybe it's just been released and you want to plug it, or you're stuck in the production side of things and you want some advice on how to finish it, that kind of thing. That's what it's here for. So make sure you send one track to amberdpromo@gmail.com. Make sure that you head, it's very important, that you head the email demo drop, and then I'll know it's for the demo drop. If you just put promo, I'll assume that it's a promo for DJing. Or if you just write nothing, like, that's not going to get to me either. Just make sure you put demo drop in there. And please don't send any expirable links. So no, like, WeTransfer links, like a Soundcloud link's fine, or Dropbox, or a private Soundcloud link. And make sure you send me your social media links, because I want to promote you. That's what this show is about. It's about bigging you guys up. And I can't do that if you haven't sent me your social media links. So that's basically what we're here for. So yeah. Hi Andy. Andy said I mailed you last week, just checking if you got it okay. I don't know yet, darling, because there's about a 3 or 4 week waiting list. So my apologies to you for the wait. If you've sent it to that email address, I'm sure it's there. The thing is, I daren't open it to look at it before I'm ready to put it in the system. So if I open it now and go, oh yeah, that's good, I might forget to put it in a future show. So we've probably got about, I'm on to like page 2 now of like my email list, like archive. So I'm around January now. A lot, yeah. So don't worry. Don't worry. Techie Steph says I've sent you 3 tunes. What, on different emails? Yeah, Andy, just hold fire, because it will It will be read. I'm very thorough with the email stuff, so I don't want you to ever think that I would have just listened to it and gone, "Oh, that's shit," and didn't reply, because I'm not that kind of a person. If I think that it's not ready for the show, I will explain exactly why and give you some feedback on how to sort it out. But I would never just not listen to it. So sometimes I might miss one. If I do, just send it again. But yeah, so we've got quite a few. Hi everybody. Hello Facebook as well. And Techie Steph, when did you send them? I uploaded wrong file, so removed and resent. Okay, cool. I will get to it, babe. I promise you. And feel free to come and shout at me if I haven't. Because I'd rather that than you go away thinking, oh, she doesn't care. So you can just come in and just double check with me at any point, and I'll have a look. So yeah, nice to see you all. First up, we have got Boski. Is he in yet? I think he might want to hear this when it's on, so I might leave him to a bit later. Who shall I put in first? Who's probably not going to come in to the stream? I don't know. All the people are on here. I recognise the names because they all come onto Twitch. Apart from... Okay, we're going to do this one first. We're going to do this one by Gavin, Adam and Ben Vennard. This one's going to be the first one. 28th of Jan and 1st. Yeah, I've not got that far yet. So it will be there, darling. Don't you worry. Hopefully it'll be next week, if not the week after. But I will look out for it. Okay, so this is a track that Gavin, Adam and Ben Vennard have done. It's on Feersum. Yeah, I'll play it now. Hang on. I will play it in a second. Hang on. I'm just doing something. Okay. Okay, I'm ready now. There we go. Gavin, Adam and Ben Vennard, a little bit more. And a bit like Gina G. And it's on Feersum. So what did everyone think of that? I really liked it. Hang on a second, I can hear myself. I've got an echo. There we go. There, I've muted myself now. Yeah, so it reminded me of Take It to the Top. Gonna take it to the top. Like with those vocal hits. I really liked it. We got in these Twitch chat. Minister Bean, thank you very much for 32 months, mate. Love you. Welcome in. Boski says, I love it, but I feel like it's not really gone anywhere. Yeah, it's kind of understated, isn't it? And it's kind of like, it's one of those chuggers, for lack of a better word. It would have been really cool to hear maybe like an acid line in there. I don't know if there was an acid line. I can't remember now. My memory's awful. But or maybe like some hoovers, like a hoover pattern or something. But if it's meant to be this kind of like cool hard house track, it could start running away with itself with those kind of things. So that could have been something that was like considered, but then, you know, stylistically, probably pulling it back could be like a good idea. I felt like it wasn't really missing anything. But yeah, Boski said, I really do love it. So yeah, it's more of a subjective thing more than anything. Mark Ioannides says, love that. The kick and bass works so well. Agreed. The piano stabs are sexual. Vocal fits great. Very trade-esque sounding. I love hearing original music that represents the originality of why I fell in love with hard house. Wow. What he said. Yeah. I agree. Super clean production, completely. Yep, Gav Adams says it's meant to be a trade style groover. There you go. And it is. Definitely. Yeah, I can't wait to play that. This is the great thing about this show, is I get sent all this wonderful music. Yay! Is it out now, Gav? Can people go and buy this now? So it's out on Feersum, guys. So make sure if it's out, go and get yourself a copy of it. Not yet. Ah, okay. I've got it. So if you want to hear it, you have to come into my live streams. Come and see me at a gig. Yeah, I loved it. It's really nice to hear this kind of stuff. And I haven't had anything from Feersum for a while, so this is really nice. I'm so glad that the label's, you know, still there. Yeah, please do, Gav. Just yeah, please send them over anytime. Yeah, it's a nice set starter, says Boski. But yeah, it's like I said, it just reminded me of that old Nuclear sound. Yeah. And the vocal stabs were just lovely, and how they developed over the course of the track as well was subtle, but I appreciated it. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and thank you for starting the show off to a great start. Next we've got Boski and how do I say this, Boski? This is not in, I can't understand it. Virtus Animi, have I said it correctly? This is either Latin or it's a Harry Potter spell, or probably both. Virtus Animi, it's called. Let's put it on. Okay, so there we go. Boski, Virtus Animi. Still don't know what it means. I love the tune. I need to say it quickly before my brain forgets. The effects that you're using in the beginning, they're definitely too high in the mix. So definitely needed to say that. There's two other things I want to say. The first thing I'm going to say is this outro bit. I think this is the first time that you introduced this question and answer section. So let me just go back to the beginning. So in this beginning section, in your intro, after the bass has come in, you got do 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 do. Now that's happening a lot. That sound is going through a lot, and it's not really evolving, it's not really changing, but it's quite like a static sound. It would be nice to have a little bit of movement on that, or even like change it to a layer, or have like a layer and then have that like filtering down or something, or maybe even adding taking the retrig off, adding some random triggering to it to make it a bit softer, because it just feels like it's a little bit too static, it's not moving around. And then in the second section, in the outro, you go to ba ba da 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 da, and then you've got an answer to that, but then you do it again, but then on the fourth bar there's nothing there, and it feels like it's losing energy. And I'll just show you where I mean. That bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I think it would work really well by just putting one more answer in the two sets of questions in that area, because it's expected, and when you don't get that, it kind of like it loses the energy, and it can make the listener feel defeated and kind of like, well, oh, kind of thing. Yeah, I definitely it will only take you 2 seconds. Just put something cool in there. But I loved it. The third thing that I wanted to say, look at me remembering shit. This is brilliant. The third thing I wanted to say was, I feel, now this is completely subjective what I'm about to say to you, but the way that these sounds are, like stylistically, the sounds that you're choosing, I feel like this should be a European hard trance track. I would love to see either you get someone to remix this as a European hard trance track, or try it as a European hard dance track, hard trance track, because it feels like it really would work in that kind of a style. Even though it works like this as well, I think it would be like real epicness. Do you know what Hello? Are you there? Hello? I should be back now. Are you there? Can you see me now? I don't know what happened. I just got a blue screen of death. Yeah, I got a blue screen of death. Like, I've not had one of those since like 2017. That was mental. How strange. Okay, I'll just wait for everyone to be able to get back in again. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I need to upgrade my MS-DOS. Is that right? Right, let me just check. Yeah, we're back on. Oh, this is going to be great now. How am I going to splice the two demo drops? Oh, I can just do it in my film editor. I'm just being lazy. Hi, Zarek. Yeah, we're back now. So, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, gang. Let me just grab this and go over here. Okay, let me just get Google Docs back up. Yeah, it just said your computer is running into an issue. I'll have to look at it later. It obviously hates me for some reason. Couldn't handle the vibes, huh? Yeah. Okay, right, I've got everything back up. So yeah, Boski, like I was saying, it's a great banging, it's a great banging trance track, but I really would love to hear it as a European hard trance track as well. And I think I know that that's a subjective thing, but I think going heavy on it would be really nice. Okay, the other thing that we didn't discuss was the reason why Boski made that track. Because he's a very sensitive soul in the best of ways. And he made this track. He's put this is a journey through trance depicting a life of torment through ill mental health, rising up against the demons within, conquering your fears, your worries, regaining your strength, self-belief and drive to move on and overcome the battle holding you back. You are everything you believed you can be. And I love that sentiment. Yeah, I really do. It's like we always talk about this on the show about the reason why it's important to be creative, continue to be creative, and the way that creativity as a whole, it gets phased out when you're a kid, right? You know, when you're at nursery, kindergarten, you do a lot of creative things. You make pasta shape pictures for your parents, and you know it's all very much hands-on stuff, which is very, very important for young minds to do that. And then when you get to middle school, not preschool, but like first school, middle school, high school, it all changes and it all goes into passing exams, working towards exams, learning, remembering the answers to exam questions. And there's very, very, very little room for creativity. In fact, the arts generally are very much an afterthought at schools, and that creates a big problem in itself because people need to be creative. Like that's the whole reason why you're here. And if you can be creative and harness that energy from things that you've experienced, trauma, life situations, into something musical, writing, whatever it is, then it will help you to feel better, like a lot. Because ultimately, I've put my spiritual hat on right now, but it is true. That's the reason you were here, was to be creative. That's the point of life, and everyone seems to forget. Well, a lot of people do forget until you remember how important it is to be creative. That's why it feels good to do it. You're the only one who can do it. You're the only one that can make something from you. The world needs to see that. That's why you have to do it in your particular authentic way. Everything, every single thing around you. Look around the room you're in right now, the phone you're holding in your hand, the cars we drive. Everything started from an idea, a thought in a human mind. Absolutely everything that is here on Earth right now started as a thought. Everything is creativity, and everything is supposed to be, life is supposed to be about creating. That's why it feels so good to do it. And Boski, I love this sentiment and the reasons behind this track. And I know that these are the kinds of things that will make you feel better. I know you won't mind me saying, like, you've had struggles with MS, and you even when you went into one of those, what they called MRI thingies, you even were able to find something good in that by finding the noises that it makes and making a track out of that. So, that's amazing. It's taking back your own power. So I'm very, very proud of you. And yeah, that's Boski Virtuous Animi, and that's on Faculty One. Guys, please, please, please make sure you go and support Faculty One, which is Boski's label. I'm spamming the link for you right now. Go, 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 go. Thank you, mate. Thank you for sharing a part of you with us. Not that part. The other bit. This is a good top tip, actually, fellas or ladies. If you want to impress someone, don't get your bits out. Just make them a song. They'll like you a lot more. Oh, God. I really want to have another channel just to rant about stuff, but I'm afraid I will get cancelled. But it will be worth it. Anyway, let's move on. Stop it, Mark. See, look, Richie B is not like, doesn't do any music production, but he knows about sausage fattener. Even Richie B, my moderator, is learning about music production here. I love you too, Boski. I love you to the moon. Next up, we've got ChAyo, the producer, and Lucid Love. One sec. I've got to open up all my folders again now. I'm going to have to look at why I've got a blue screen there in my events log. It might be something that I've installed, probably. Who did I say was next? ChAyo. Okay, here we go. So there we go. ChAyo, the producer, Lucid Love. I really like this. I don't have anything really to say from a technical aspect or anything. It sounds like a full track, finished track. It was really nice to listen to. I would like it to have been a bit longer. Yeah. But maybe this is I think it's taken from the breakdown. So I think this is probably like a little edit version or just taken from like the the breakdown. But I really liked it. I could see it on like a computer game maybe, like Cyberpunk or something. Yeah, but yeah, I really liked it. I haven't got ChAyo's social media stuff. I've not been sent it, so I can't tell you to go and follow him anywhere, which is a shame. But maybe he'll pop in the chat at some point, hopefully. Hello, Twisted Glyph. Yeah, it's going really well, thank you, mate. I'm going to try and get on my gaming channel after here, but on my PC. I'll speak about it in the Discord. Hello to Tony as well. Lance says, I sent 2 tracks to Tidy last week, sent in on USB as using label radar didn't seem to get their attention. What do you mean you sent it on a USB? What, you sent them a USB into the studio? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay, so a reason why that might not work, like even though they probably know who you are, it's quite, I'm glad that you mentioned this because I wasn't aware of this, right? You know, when you give people USBs could have viruses on them. So what's becoming more and more standard now is record labels literally will not put a USB that you give them into into their computer because of malware. You got it. Hello, Gav. By the way, everyone, Gav Hobbs also does a demo drop show on a Wednesday, so send him a message and send your music over there as well if you want to have it reviewed. Yeah, so Lance, that will be what it is if they haven't got back to you, because in their mind it's not worth the risk. So it's good that you brought this up, because I've been looking at different ways that us producers can get our music out there and not just send a WeTransfer link or a SoundCloud link. And there's some really cool, like, nifty little ideas now. So one that I found, I really wish I had the website to pull it up, but I'll just explain it to you, because if it is something that's interesting to you, then you can just go and Google it yourselves. But, you know, like on your phone, we have NFC tags. And I used to have one for my phone, right? I used to have like an NFC tag that was programmed with my social media info, and it would just stick on the back of my phone. And then you could go up to anyone else's phone, and then it would just put all of their all your social media details onto their phone. So a similar thing is available as like little stickers that you can buy. These little NFC stickers. So, and then you can just program them yourself to or a QR code or something like that, and then that way people can then go and download your music from a website, or have the details, all your social media stuff already on the phone just by using the NFC tag stuff. So that could be a way of doing it. You can give them out. There's ones that you can buy like hundreds of them. I had a look on eBay. And then you just program them yourself, either like in a sticker form or You get ones with the artwork on them, so you can actually make a few with artwork for your label or whatever. But yeah, I airdropped a note with my socials onto everyone at the main stage of Glastonbury. Oh my God! Mark, that's amazing. This is the one thing I miss about having an iPhone is airdrop. Ha! Didn't we used to be able to do that with infrared? Years ago, you know, when we had like burner phones. Years ago, like the Nokias and stuff. I'm sure there was like a way that you could just send everyone random messages, couldn't you? That's brilliant though. You do it. Okay, so Gav Hobbs is doing first Wednesday of the month as he's not getting enough material through. So everyone, please, Gav, can you just do me a favour? Hang on, I just need to VIP you. If you please put your email address in the Twitch chat and then I will share it with Twitch and Facebook. Yeah, so there we go. Another top tip there. You can send whatever you want as an airdrop when you're at a big festival. There you go. Surely there's going to be... is there like a way that you can stop that from happening? Because that must get abused. Surely that would get abused. Like, if I'm just glad that I'm not a bloke. You'd be getting all kinds of weird pictures of me. And I still have no music done. Next, we've got who's in the chat now? Did I see Alpha A? I think I saw Alpha A earlier, so we'll do yours now, mate. Okay, Alpha A, and this is Stranger Danger. I love this one. Stop speaking out loud. Oh, I think on iPhone you can just turn it off. Okay. You can choose who can airdrop you and what you receive. Okay, cool. Right, so now we've got Alpha A.
It has nothing to do with us. Nothing at all. You're just a stranger. Stranger fucking danger. Fucking freak.
There we go, Alpha A and Stranger Danger. Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. I love the clap. Or the sound that you've got on a clap. Maybe it's like a more of a snare sound or a clap. It's definitely, it's on where the clap should be. But I like the reverb of it. It's like a gated reverb on it. It sounds really cool. Kicking the bass sound really good. Nice and tight. I would probably like to have seen a little bit more effects used in the breakdown. The breakdown seemed to go like pretty quiet, but it's more, but that's probably more just like a subjective thing. But I really liked it, and I really loved the vocal. Stranger fucking danger. Yeah, really, really nice. Very well balanced. And just looking at the waveform, it's not over limited, or, you know, I can see all the wibbly wobbly bits, all the dynamics. So yeah, it's a yes from me. I really liked it. Thank you for sending it in, mate. And guys, make sure you go and follow Alpha A on SoundCloud. Okay, next up we have got We're going to do Grazer J next. And this is Weapon X.
Today, we're going to witness medical history. Today, we're going to create Weapon X.
Whatever the reason is that you're doing this, focus on that. Maybe it will help.
Trust me, I've been through worse.
No, you haven't.
We're going to make you indestructible. First, I have to destroy you. About to begin bonding adamantium to Weapon exoskeleton.
There we go. Grazer J, Weapon X. Grazer has just said that this is the first one he's done on his own. So well done for doing a track completely on your own. And also this is a draft version that he's sent over, and he is actively looking for suggestions and some feedback. So I think it was Gav who said as well, I wasn't sure on the bass line. I felt like that initially when the bass line came in. It sounds it's so number one, the majority of the bass or the bass layers seem to be on the harmonic of the root note. But after I got used to it, I was like, I quite liked it. I was thinking add wub, but then the key change. Do you know what? I think wub would be too much because of the speed of this track. If you were going to do anything, no, the bass isn't on the root note. It's definitely, well, what I can hear, it's not on the root note, it's on the harmonic. Let's have a listen again. Yeah, you're on the fifth.
Today we're going to create.
So your root note is the
Weapon X.
So you've got the acid offbeat on the root note, but then you've got something else that's the fifth. No. So your main tone is on duh, but the root note is duh, so it is on the fifth. Do you know what though? This won't necessarily be a bad thing. I just think it needs another layer, another runner bass probably, to back up the root note, and I think it will then just sound more solid. How did I manage that? Okay, the main reason why that could have happened is because you're just looking at what it's saying the note is. You know how some presets, for example, aren't always the true root note, or if it's a sample. Yes, so Mark said as well, if you've used a sample, that can catch you off guard because you have to tune that sample to the root note of the track. But the thing is, it doesn't sound wrong because it's on a harmonic, and it's quite clever because if you put too many layers of bass on the root note, you're going to come into phasing issues. So you making use of the harmonics is quite clever because it will thicken up the sound. It could be the synth that's detuned on the oscillator, says Kid Dynamo. Yeah. So I think, so Grazer, bass is A sharp. There's two layers. You've got rolling bass and the offbeat sub. Yeah, so your rolling bass is the one that is on the harmonic. And then your offbeat sub is on the root note. Definitely. But like I said, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I just think the root note needs to now be solidified by adding another runner to that and side chaining it so it's not getting in the way of the kick. Do you know what would be really nice as well if you had like quite a low bass sound following this pattern, the da 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 da. I think that would sound really good in the intro as a bass line pattern. But yeah, like it's just something that you want to be aware of. With bass, you kicking your bass is just literally the most important things, hands down. Everything else is secondary. So just put in another layer, and you've got room for it because that other runner is on the harmonic, or just go back into it and get that runner bass and just knock it down 5 or bring it up 5 and see what it sounds like. And hopefully my intuition is telling me that it will just lock in and you'll be like, yes, there it is. Thank you for sending it in, mate. I hope that's been helpful. Sub is A sharp 2 according to the MIDI. Okay, have you got one of those, if you're unsure, go and find, like, open up another synth on the initiated preset, like just on the very basic saw wave or whatever it is when you open it up, and just play the root note and see if it's the same. Just A and B it, and that's sometimes a way to just double check. You're welcome, mate. I hope that's been helpful. I'm a bassline junkie. My kids love that song. They're always singing it. Yeah, thank you for sending it in, mate. Now we're going to put on Kid Dynamo. Whoever he is. You worried about the kick? Kick's fine. I like the kick. What are you on about? Go and sort your bass out. You honestly, it will all lock in. Promise you, mate. The kicks sound fine. Just try not to overly subscribe to this tuning your kick and your bass. And you know, like, it's, do it if you want, but don't do it to the detriment of the sound of the track. Hi, Scott. Yeah, so just keep at it. So if this is your first one that you've done where you have done the whole production yourself, just keep doing it. You're doing it right. There's no way that I would have sat here and gone through all of that if there wasn't a point, you know, if I wasn't sure that you'd know exactly what I was saying and would be able to, like, utilize that. So I believe in you, mate. 100%. Hello, Travis. Hi, everybody. What else was I going to do? I was going to say thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you, Suave Gav, for 33 months. Cheers, mate. Yeah, so I hope there's some woos in this. Kid Dynamo. This is Kid Dynamo Pusher. I got that good stuff that you want, in brackets. Here we go. Okay, what did everyone think of that? So, fair. In fact, I don't think there's any Kid Dynamo tracks that I don't like. There's definitely ones that I play more than others, though. And again, like, it's unmistakably a Kid Dynamo track. And I loved it. I loved the kind of homage to It's Deep as well. Love So Deep, because of the little progression down to the fifth, and then back up to the root note. It just reminded me of Love So Deep, but it was so it was so different as well. And I like the woos. The woos were kind of understated, but they were there, so I'll accept that. And I loved your little riff, your little lead melody that you've put to it. Just simple, but it was, you know, quite melancholic, quite serious, and quite urgent as well, which I quite liked. I think it works very well with that vocal. So yeah, I really liked it. as Lance says, when you find something that works, stick close to it. Damn right. So for those of you that don't know as well, Dynamo still uses like a computer from the 1800s and Acid Pro. It's amazing, isn't it? So this is a great example of not needing 32 gig, 64 gig of RAM, you know, and all the latest plugins and VSTs. You know, you just need ideas. It's so important to be to know that. And we talk about this a lot on the show about limitation breeds, or limitation can create creativity. It can inspire creativity when you are limited. So that can also be a good like little thing to do. Like maybe give yourself some limitations when you're making a track. Say to yourself, okay, for this track I'm gonna only use samples and see where it takes you. And for this project I'm just gonna use a VST. I'm just gonna use Silent for every single sound. Like even the kicks and the effects and stuff. You know, give yourself a limitation. Give yourself like a focal point or some kind of like blinkers on, because it will help you to progress. If you've got everything available to you, it can be extremely overwhelming, and you just end up with a lot of nothing. Well, it's never nothing, because any time that you're spent in front of a computer making music and clicking your buttons is time well spent. One thing that I found really helpful that I do is I go into a studio session now not thinking I'm going to create a whole track. I will go in and I will work specifically and only on the drums, or layering my kicks, or finding fills I want to use, or making a riff, finding the sound design with my favourite synth, which at the moment is Avenger. And maybe another session would be developing that riff a bit further. But I wouldn't try and cram in absolutely everything that needs to be done in a track into one day. Not if you're not used to it, because everything will end up sounding half-arsed, and that won't be forever. I mean, this is just my experience and what works for me, but I like to be really thorough with stuff. I like to know why something sounds the way that it does, and I'll take a lot of time over everything, and it does take longer, but at least you know what you've done, and if you need to, you can always come back away from it. Okay, next up, thank you, Kid Dynamo. Thank you. And I'll look forward to playing that track out. Next up, we have got... We're going to put Mark on. Mark Ioannides. I'm saying it right now, aren't I? I think I am. Okay, here we go. This is Destination Unknown, and it is pre-mix and pre-master. Hi, Headzup. We've got a track in from you today, haven't we? Why isn't it in my system? I'm glad that you've just... Oh, there you are. It's there. It's okay. I found it. Yeah, we've got a track from Headzup coming up soon. Where were we? Mark, this is a pre-mix and master. So here we go. there we go. Mark Ioannides, destination unknown. Okay, bearing in mind this is a pre-mix and master. It is a little bit low in volume because of that, which is a good thing because you want to be making a track around about at least minus 6 dB. I do mine around minus 6 dB. People will have a difference of opinion with that. That's fine, but the main thing is that everything is not peaking. There's no clipping. Oh, excuse me. It's the first time I burped on the show. So Headzup says, it sounds like it's got potential. There's just a bad apple in the bunch there. Yeah, and that bad apple is very, very easy to fix. I feel like you're putting too many ideas into this and it just needs to be simplified and the arrangement needs to be shortened somewhat. So there are 2 instances where you have a breakdown, and in bars 7 and 8, we've got, I can see what you're wanting to achieve, but the melodic line is not working with the bass line progression. So if I just go back, I wrote it in the chat, it was around 5 minutes 38. Let's have another listen, and then we're going to count the bars, and it'll be bars 7 and 8 where this issue happens. 5 minutes 38-ish. Let's go back to here. Okay, here we go. Hang on. 2, 3, 4. They're all fine. It's the next section. This is fine. This is fine. No. No. So it's those 2. So it's bars 14 to 16. So those and you do that on that breakdown, and then it happens a bit earlier on as well. All that is you've just tried to do too much. You're moving up the bass notes, but you're keeping your top line straight, or like it's not moving with the bass notes. So it just needs to be simplified. That's all it is. I understand where you're coming from because you are just trying out new ideas. But that's all that it is here. Is you just need to simplify what you've got, whittle it down a little bit. Yeah, simple is better, especially when you start doing baseline pattern changes, because everything else has to move harmonically with that. You can like lend notes that will kind of like build tension, but then they have to release as well. So a tiny bit of like music theory will really, really help this. So I hope that's been helpful, but keep it up, mate. Keep it up, because there's some really good ideas in that. Okay, next we have got Headzup. You're welcome, mate. And just remember, take everything that we say with a pinch of salt. But the only thing the reason why I'm really honing in on that specific thing is because it's not a subjective piece of critique, it's a technical piece of critique, and anyone, that any label or anyone listening to it from a producer's point of view will pick up on it absolutely immediately, and because it doesn't sit right. So those are the times where I will jump up and say that definitely needs to be changed. Anything else is just subjective, so you can just tell people to fuck off if it's not a technical piece of feedback. Yeah, it will always be constructive feedback here anyway, Mark, you know that. But anything that's not to do with the technical feedback like that, you can just say, okay, well, I might listen to that, or I might not. Okay, next up, Heads Up. This is not a test. This is very different for Heads Up as well, so you've been warned. Okay, heads up, this is not a test. Wow. Have you made any house before? Bass house? Before? Because that was amazing. It's so nice to hear another side of you. That's the first one. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is a good look for you, mate. Guys, make sure you are following Headzup. So those who don't know, Headzup usually makes some of the best bounce that I've ever heard. Very, very good producer. I've learned so much off Jazz just through just talking about stuff. Also uses FL Studio, same as me. I think that this is really, really good. You should definitely try Tidy first of all, because this is very in line with their untidy stuff, the groovy hard house. I love the sound. I love the sparseness of it as well. It's very difficult when you come from a genre where everything's faster and there's a lot of, it's very sample based and lots of like things kicking off here, there and everywhere. To rein that in and to know when a track's done is really, it's a skill in itself. It definitely is a skill in itself. So absolutely send this on over to Tidy. You've been doing melodic techno, mate. I would love to hear your melodic techno. Melodic techno for me is, as on the producer side of things, not as a DJ, but as a producer, is the thing that speaks to my soul the most. And yeah, that's something that I'd be extremely happy to have a listen to. Hi, Drake. Boski, if the stream's freezing, just try refreshing. I had that earlier when I was watching someone stream, but I thought it might have just been me. So yeah, thank you so much, mate. That was a joy to listen to. And guys, make sure you go and follow Headzup. Next, we've got Mark Shelvin. With Star Drops. There we go. Star Drops Adored by Mark Shelvin. Mark's Ode to 99 remix. This is really good. Really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, it had some moments in it, and I also like the phases, the phaser on the lead to give it the movement. As Drake mentioned, it's really important to let your sounds evolve like that because it keeps the listener engaged. So they're just having like a static sound, especially if it's a sound that you're going to be using a lot for a long time or in multiple parts of a track. The vocal was very nicely placed up front, centre, and I could hear everything that was being said. The piano was great. Someone said very realistic. Yeah. And I'm sure it was Headzup who said very good sound design. Yeah, all the sounds were very stylistic to this genre. Hi, Tash. And yeah, it's yeah, I lived all of it. Well done, mate. Has it been signed? Is Mark in the chat still? I think he was in earlier. I'm sure the last one that Mark sent in was really good as well. It still amazes me that, like, a lot of the people who have sent tracks in today are regulars on my Twitch streams. Like, for years, we've built up friendships, and it still amazes me that, like, on, where are we? I haven't given you Mark's SoundCloud. Hang on a sec. Okay, this is a prime example, right? It really annoys me. Mark's got like 119 followers. So we really need to start following people and making them realise just how good they are. Oh, we've got a raid. Thank you, Feersum FM. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you've had a great stream. Welcome to my demo drop show. We are listening to people's music that they have made themselves. Good. I'm glad you had a good show. Well, welcome in. Thank you for raiding. So yeah, guys, we've just listened to a track and it was by Mark Shelvin. So if you guys can go and give him a follow, please, that would be amazing. Yeah, Kevin Campbell says, #1 for me tonight. It was a great tune. It was very emotive, totes emotion, and it was very expressive, and that's what you want from trance. We need to get out of our heads a little bit, and learning to express yourself through music it can be difficult if it's not very natural to you, especially when it's done through a synth, a VST, but it is doable. It really is doable. And I think with Mark, he's done it in a really, really good way. Yeah, his other stuff is really, really good as well. Exactly, Headzup. Thank you for going and checking him out. So, yeah. Thank you, mate. Every Tuesday. So, for the Raiders, welcome in. This is the demo drop show. So, what we do on a Tuesday is we geek out about music production, about plugins. That just reminds me I need to talk about a new plugin that has come out very recently, which is, I think it's still free. Just remind me to talk about that in a bit. So what we do is we listen to your music that you've made. You send it to this email address, send one track in, label the email demo drop. It has to be your music though. It can't just be a track that you like. It has to be your track. And then we just follow each other. We sometimes people start collabing with each other. Some people get signed to record labels. I own 4 record labels. Lots of people who watch this show also own record labels. But at the very least, it gets your music heard and gives you confidence. That's the main point of this show, is to give a platform to people to show them, yes, you are ready. Yes, you are good. And you should pursue your passion. Hi, Chella. How you doing, Chella? Chella was very funny yesterday. We had a bit of a weird person in my Twitch chat. He said something quite inappropriate. So he was trying to get us angry. He must have just been trolling. He tried his best to get us angry, but we didn't. We just found it absolutely hilarious. And Chella just started copying everything he said, which made him really angry. He was like, "Oh, sorry to make you all angry," and I'm like, "That's not the emotion I'm feeling right now." Like it was just so funny. And then he himself got angry, and then called everyone the C word and everyone to fuck off. And we're like, It was the best. It was so funny. So funny. Yeah, with the wrong people to try and wind up, because we understand, like ChAyo also streams on Twitch, and it's just like I explained last night, it's like a kitten playing with a ball of wool. Like, and then eventually we just got bored, so we just banned him, but it was hilarious. I was left in bed alone and unsatisfied after he left, said Coco Witch. Yeah. Yeah, it's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Next up, we've got Jomarkho and the Artist's Brush. Here we go. Thank you, Chala. Thank you, my darling. So there we go. The Artist's Brush by Jomarkho. Number one, like that title really, really depicts the expression within this piece of music. And it's really difficult to do something as seemingly complex in terms of the progression, the melody, the counter melodies, and the bass progression underneath all of that in the different instruments within it, and all of the different layers and the arrangement, and to get it all fitting like that. It is a lot of work. You need to know a lot about, you don't need actual training in music theory. You just have to have a good ear. And this is just such a great piece of music. Yeah. It was really nice. And the thing that I liked most about it was I wasn't able to preempt where the progression was going. And anyone that listens to a lot of trance, like modern trance, there's a lot of it out there. There's a lot of what do they call it, cookie cutter trance out there, and you can always 99% of the time you can, in your head, you just know where the progression's going. It's not like ChAyo knows. ChAyo is a musician, a very, very good musician as well, and you know what I mean by this. Marky G will know what I mean by this. A lot of you will know. Like, it's so nice. Not nice, it's the wrong word. It's so rewarding as a listener to listen to a piece of music like this and to be surprised and inspired by a progression and a resolution that you wouldn't have thought of yourself. Mark Ross says, I really liked that it reminded me of that Thrill Seekers track from back in the day. Yeah, you could have any Thrill Seekers track. It's definitely on par with that in that kind of, in the sense of these progressions of, like, it's not obvious. It's stuff that I know I fall into patterns of what I think, where I think my chord progressions and melodic progression should go, and it's horrible. But the one thing that I find useful that you guys might want to try is Scalar. There's a plugin called Scalar or Scalar 2. And I think there's another one which is probably quite similar called Captain Chords. And the good thing about them is it will give you ideas for progressions to take you out of the usual like circle of fifths mentality, and give you examples of progressions that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. Like I remember once when my friend Martin came around, Martin, my gay security guard, and I was making a track. He's getting me more and more drunk on Unicorn Pink Gin. And I'm trying to work out what my next chord is going to be. And I knew it needed to be a chord in like, it needed to be like a tension chord ready for a release. And I couldn't find it, right? And then, honestly, I must have been doing this for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, just trying to find it. And then he's got no musical knowledge. So he just came up to the keyboard and went, "Doon," and I went, "Oh, that's it." This is the same thing that happens when we use something that's going to help us, like Captain Chords or Scalar 2, something like that. It will give you an insight, a bit of inspiration, and it will take you on a whole other progression within the arrangement that you would have never have thought of on your own. Well, it would have taken you a lot longer. He's not really my security guard. He's just called that. So Drake says, I used to use Scalar years ago. It is quite good. Yeah, I did a live stream using it just to show people just what it does. And all the different scales that we've got, like Phrygian scale. Phrygian scale you'll hear a lot in techno. It's quite like pensive and like it's like it has urgency to it. Or Aeolian scale, which is, I think that's like Guy's favorite. Pentatonic scale, majors, minors. But if you don't have to know all of this, by the way. They're just names given to these specific scales. But what you can do when you use these plugins is you can become aware of the possibilities where you can take a progression. So I would love to know if Jomarkho has used something like that, or this is just purely from his mind, you know? Let me just have a look at the writings here. Okay, so Marky G says, so there is a brilliant plugin I just got called Trance Engine. Okay, it's literally all for trance stuff. Let me write this in. Trance. Cool. We'll have a little look at that in a bit, and then the other one that I wanted to show people as well, so don't forget that. Okay, I've got those set up. Chala says, ooh. Chala says, listen, you can understand something without knowing why you understand it. We all understand grammar rules because we use that. By the way, Chala is done like studying in this field. She's very, very clever. I like having clever friends because I can remember what they said and then say it to people that, don't you know? We all understand grammar rules because we use them when we speak. It's intuitive, but you don't have to know everything about grammar, technically, to understand it. Music is a language. Lots of people understand it even without knowing what they are technically doing in terms of music theory. And plenty of people know theory but have no musicality or creativity or originality or passion. Very, very true. A good example is my other half Guy, aka Guyver. No music theory knowledge in terms of education at all. It's all intuitive. And then versus me, a classically trained pianist who understands music theory on a basic to intermediate level and gets very stuck in their ways because of the discipline. And I had to unlearn a lot. And that's why these plugins are very helpful, because I used to get very, very tied up into, no, that couldn't possibly work. You can't have a major key, a major progression there when it's in a minor key. Like it was like no, like it was very difficult for me to get out of that. Yeah, Charlie says, thank you for coming to my TED Talk anytime. Basically, you select your chord progression and it does the acid bass line and everything. Let's have a look at it then. Mixolydian is good. I've heard of that. I've heard of that before. All of these plugins. Mixolydian mode. The Mixolydian mode is a mode that in many ways similar to the major, but features a flattened seventh as its distinguishing feature. There we go. So there's another one. And just try them out and just see what scales you like. So Eric says, I still have trouble if I should use minor or major scale. Probably both. Tash, you are my silly friend in a very good way. It is an interesting discussion. So Marky G is going to be doing a demo drop with me at some point. Sometimes knowledge gets in the way of understanding. Exactly. I'm going to just pull up this trance engine onto a YouTube browser thingy so we can just have a listen to it. One sec.
Hey everybody, welcome to a short walkthrough of Trance Engine. Trance Engine is a plugin that generates new melodies, arpeggios and bass lines for your trance productions. And all these phrases will fit to your own existing chord progressions because Trance Engine can analyze your chords and create new matching melodies for them. If you don't have your own chord progression yet, the engine can also create new chords for you, and there are different chord progression generators available. Here are some examples where all phrases were generated by Trance Engine. Okay, so how does it work? Let's say you already have an own chord progression. You save it as a MIDI file and now load it into Trance Engine. The plugin needs a clear distinction between the bass note and the rest of the chords. Ideally, you already have a chord progression with separate bass and rest. But even if you only have the standard chords, like in my example, Trance Engine will guess some fitting bass notes for you. Press play in your DAW to listen. If you want to change the bass notes, you can do that with a right click. But here I'm pretty happy with the notes that Trance Engine found. The plugin will also analyze your chords and find a good scale for you. But of course, you can also pick a different scale if needed. Let's click on OK, and now we see a big list of generated presets. Simply click on a preset and press play in your DAW to hear a preview. If you like a melody, drag and drop the MIDI symbol to your DAW. You can now use the MIDI data with whatever instrument you like. You can repeat this step as many times as needed, and you can click on text to filter the list.
Wow.
If a phrase is too high or too low, you can adjust the octave up and down as needed. And if the generated phrases are too slow or too fast, you can change the speed over here. As I said before, you can also use one of the built-in chord progression generators to start a song. Simply choose an algorithm and click on the dice symbol until you find some chords that you like. You can always export the chords to your DAW via drag and drop. If you want to lock the scale to something like A minor, you can click here and activate Lock Scale. Now all new chord progressions will be in A minor. So that was Trance Engine in a nutshell. You can download the demo at feelersound.com today and check it out yourself. I wish you a lot of joy with Trance Engine and see you soon.
Yeah, amazing. That's really cool. Do you know what the really funny thing is? FL Studio has had something extremely similar to that. Probably not as plug and play as that, but not far off, called Riff Generator. If anyone uses FL Studio, you'll know what I mean, which has a very similar use for it. But yeah, that would be extremely good for inspiration. And I like the fact that you can just drag and drop straight into the DAW. A lot of programs now are doing that. So it's not like it's just a standalone thing and then you have to like copy it over or anything. You can literally just send it over to a MIDI pattern. Yeah. So Marky G knows the riff generator. Yeah, it can be finicky, but it can also throw up again these random ideas and these things that, as especially if you've done this for a long time in a certain genre, it's understandable that you're going to get caught up in your own patterns. So sometimes you do just need a shove out of it. Yeah. So, and this is again why I like the thought of introducing this kind of thing and even more so into the world of AI, because it's a useful tool, and it's only we've got to get out of our own like ego of everything has to be hard and it has to all be done through here, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine if that's how you want to work. Some people love to work like that, and but I think my creativeness suffers because of me, because I kind of overthink things a little bit. So having these tools available, yeah, randomization is very techno, exactly, and having that there is just so helpful. I still want knowledge and understanding so I can apply or understand why the AI is doing it. Exactly, Zarek. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we do get stuck in a rut. And there's nothing wrong with looking elsewhere for some inspiration. That's why, like, rip little ideas, sample stuff. If there's like a little riff in a track that you really like, make it into a loop, put it into a folder somewhere, drag it out for inspiration. Sometimes I'll hear a track and it will just be one little resolution or one certain little progression that happened in it, and I'll just feel this whoa in my body, and I'll be like, I need to recreate that in a track. It wouldn't be anything like the original thing that I'd listened to, but what I'm after is recreating the feeling that listening to it gave me. And that's where it's important to understand how to do that and how to recreate that emotion. Not necessarily I'm moving it up a fifth to there and then I'm doing an augmented seventh and then back to the root note or whatever. It's good to know how to. I have justified AI, Yvonne Tepew. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's something that we need to be scared of, or not in a musical sense. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I haven't got all the answers, but I think definitely when it comes to music production, it can only be a good thing. And there is a lot of terrible music out there. Let's face it. So if it's going to make music more interesting and we can get a better end result on stuff, I think it's great. I don't think it'll ever replace humans because people want to hear music that humans have put themselves into. So, see you later, Drake. There's nothing wrong with using AI or any of these tools, VSTs, plugins. It would, again, we're talking about getting outside of your ego and looking at this in terms of, could this actually work for me? Yeah, I don't think I'd want to see a live AI DJ. I might for a bit. I might be interested to see how it goes, but yeah. But yeah, I think it's great. So there was another one that I wanted to talk about before I move on to the next tune. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about it anyway, but it used to be free and now it's not free. So, has anyone ever heard of Rave Generator? Yeah? Rave Generator and then Rave Generator 2. Brilliant little plugins. So, there's Rave Generator 3. So, Rave Generator 3 is out now, but I've only just realised it's like 100 and something quid. Which is a shame. Look, here we go. Rave Generator 3. And me and Guy listened to a YouTube review of it early this morning. And we couldn't really work out. I think what's happened is they've sold. It's now been bought by a company that made a plugin called Looperator or something, which I've used as well. So, but it's obviously been bought. And is now being brought out as Rave Generator 3 by, I think it's Audio Blast. So it looks very, very similar. I'm not sure if it's going to have anything major on this that the other one didn't have. But it might be worth having a look at. I don't know if you can get like a free version of it. Oh, hang on. There is a video here. Let me just... I'm going to pull this up because this is very much our style of, a lot of people's style of music production. So 1 second, just bear with me. It's only a minute long. The legendary sound of 90s rave in your door today. There we go. I don't know if that's worth 149 euros. Someone's going to buy it. And if you can't be asked to go and find all of the samples yourself, then maybe that's for you. Yeah, there you go. Right, that's Rave Generator. But yeah, everything's so expensive now, isn't it? Okay, next up we have got... Where were we? We listened to the Artist Brush, didn't we? Then we went on a massive ADHD tangent. Next we've got... Yeah, just get an old Akai old school sampler. There you go. Saying that, there's a sampler called the TAL sampler, which is like a plug-in TAL sampler. And what it does is it's got the old... It's got presets on it that make it sound like an Akai S3000 sampler. So you got like the hiss, the poppy sounds. It's really, really good if you want to get like a really authentic sound on your samples, like to make it sound a little bit more like stylistic. And I think it's free. Well, it was how I got it, but TAL sampler. I can't remember. TAL sampler, but it is good. Download, yeah, it's free. Oh no, it's not. It's now $60. But it is really interesting. So it's a full-featured analog model synthesizer with a sampler engine as a sound source, including a powerful modulation matrix and high-quality self-oscillating filters. But yeah, it's got like sections on it where you can make it sound like it is from a TAL. TAL. I'll put the link in the chat so you can go and have a look at it. But I think the one that I had was like a free download one. I think they've updated it because the GUI looks a bit nicer now. So that's the link for that. Okay, next up we've got Pattern Perception and Darshan. There we go. That was Pattern Perception and Darshan. Just need to say a massive thank you to Kutski for raiding. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you had a really nice stream. Kutski, thank you for sending everyone over. Welcome in, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Amber D, and today we are doing the Demo Drop Show. So we do this every Tuesday where we listen to up-and-coming artists and established artists, listen to your work, give creative, helpful feedback, constructive feedback. People have got signed from this show. People have done collabs with each other. We geek out about plugins. It's just a nice place for us all to get together, be accountable for, our journey with music production. And talk about many aspects, especially like the philosophy of music production as well comes up quite a lot, not just the actual technical ins and outs of stuff. So yeah, welcome in everyone. And if you are an artist, a musical artist, we take any genre at all, just send your demo to amberdpromo@gmail.com. Label the email, head the email demo drop. Don't send any expirable links, so just send a Dropbox link or a SoundCloud link would be fine, that kind of thing. And send your social media links as well so that I can promote you and help you to get your music heard, which is literally what this show is about, is giving you guys a platform to get your music out there, build your confidence and get you set up to win. Yes! Let's fucking go! Yeah. So we've literally just finished listening to Pattern Perception, Darshan. So you'd have heard that as you came in. I always like to know what you guys think. So make sure you say what you think in the chat. I love this track. Again, it's I can hear Pattern Perception's production now. Sound a mile off. And Marky G, who's listening and watching over on Facebook right now, is giving us a bit of a musical history lesson, which is because he's a teacher and he knows these things. So we were just talking about respaces. And I've always known it to be called a respace, but I never thought, why is it called a respace? And Marky G has wrote, the respace got its name from influential DJ producer Kevin Saunderson's early side project moniker, Reese. In 1988, Saunderson dropped a dark and groovy single titled Just Want Another Chance, which featured a massive, warbly, chorused bass synth. We're going to have to listen to that now, aren't we? Just Want Another Chance. Will I find it on Tinterweb? Kevin Saunderson. Kevin. Here we go. Let's have a quick listen. This is from 1988. sex noises in it. And that is why, that's how babies are made. That is why it's called a respace. And now we know. That's mental. Hello, Microsoft Windows 98 trademark. Yeah, I'd never even considered where the name came from. Yeah. How cool's that? Proper Detroit techno. I'd never heard of that track before. But do you know what is mental to me is the fact that it was from 1988. And it's nice to see that, like, pure techno has never really strayed far from its core values and its roots. Because that to me could, if I didn't know that was that song, I could quite easily have said that could be a modern techno track. Certainly wouldn't have thought it was 1988. That's mental. Yes, I like that, Marky G. Pure techno is futurism. Yeah, there's a lot to be learned for me in the like the Detroit techno side of things. Read Alvin Toffler. You read Alvin Toffler. Probably have. It did sound pretty well-rounded for being so old. Alvin Toffler. Okay, I've made a bookmark for that. Future Shock. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. We are learning stuff today. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much to Pattern Perception again for sending in an amazing piece of music. Pattern Perception actually said that track that Mark's just showed us has been instrumental in his music production journey as well. So that's so cool. So the name techno came from his book. Wow. Okay, it looks like I've got some brushing up to do with my techno knowledge. Definitely. Thank you, mate. Next up, we've got Mark Ross and Persistence.
unable to experience the true nature of the universe unfiltered. Our senses and brains can only process a fraction of the world. So we have to use concepts and tools to learn about the true nature of reality. Technological progress not only widened our knowledge about the universe, it also made us aware of unsettling possibilities. In the future, it might become possible to simulate entire universes. But if this is an option, how can we know that it's not already happened? What if we are not creators, but creations? Is it possible that we are not real and we don't even know it?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Mark Ross, Persistence. Amazing sound design in this. I really, really like on that that lead sound there, and we just heard, and it was also in the beginning bit on part of it when he's automated the pitch on one of the oscillators just ever so slightly up and then back down again. It just sounds awesome, like having a bit of modulation and a bit of evolving of the sound just subtly like that. It just makes your ears prick up. So nice, so well done. Little things like that, just simple stuff. Automation brings your whole track to life. I did a stream recently where I was using, I'd set up a macro to on my synth to automate going through a wavetable, and also release was attached to it, and a filter as well, just for like expression and emphasis. And build. So like that's like a whole thing that I'm really tuned into at the moment, is subtle automation of parameters on sounds to get little and sometimes very big evolutions of the sound. And I really love that. It's just, the rest of it was just so well made, and I love the vocal. Yeah, I really love that vocal. I don't know where it's from. It sounds like it's from a documentary or something, but yeah, I like thinky songs like that. I watch a lot of those kinds of documentaries, a lot of philosophy, quantum mechanics, stuff I don't really understand or want to really understand, but it just makes me it makes me feel safe, you know, to know that there's not a lot that I know. Marky G says, it's funny, Amber, with automation you can kind of go into standard drawing stuff like in Painted by Numbers, but when you do stuff different it takes on a whole different character. Exactly. And that's why, that's why it's good to mess around with all the parameters, change stuff, change unison, voices, the wavetable, add oscillators, assign different oscillators to different macros, and then add them to another one so that the parameters are moving at different times in different ways. You can always just go back to initiate preset and go back to the start, but just mess around with stuff and see what happens. There's so many amazing things that you can do by just learning a synth inside out. 100%. And then it's yours then, and you can, it's about pushing your boundaries. Exactly. Because people just do get bored of hearing the same things. I mean, they probably won't know. Some people might know, oh, that's a preset from Nexus 2 or whatever, but it doesn't really matter until it does matter, until you're like, oh, well, I'm not really getting anything out of this. But to know that you've put a lot of time and effort into sound design in a track, if you don't sing, if you don't play an instrument, and you're doing it all from a DAW, it can really be one of those things that makes it feel expressive from you, and that you've put something personal into it. 100%. And it doesn't need to be like a lot. You just need to learn a few basic things. You don't have to like go madly deep into it. But yeah, it can be really very surprising. You'll surprise yourself how once you learn how synthesis works, like subtractive synthesis, for example, which is technically one of the easiest ones to learn, then you'll understand that concept and be able to take it into FM, AM, spectral synthesis, all kinds of different types, and so many synths now offer that availability to you within the one synth. So yeah, definitely like with Ableton's got a good one called Operator, which I think is an FM synth, and it's amazing like when you look at how the sound can be affected just by putting the blocks in different series parallel and stuff. Yeah, Operator is amazing. And it's a really good insight into FM synthesis. And there's no excuse anymore. There's a lot of really helpful stuff on the internet. Is it Cycle 64 or something? It's like a company that does a lot of Cycle. I might be getting this completely wrong. I don't know if Mark will know what I'm on about there. But I think I got a lot of my answers for Max for Live stuff from a website called Cycle something or other. But if you just do a quick Cycling 64, okay, I was nearly right. Yeah. There's so many resources on the internet now. Cycling 74? Huh. Cycling 74, apparently. Yeah, we were both wrong. I was thinking like 64-bit. I wonder why it's called 74. But yeah, there's so many resources now for you to... It depends what kind of learner you are as well. If you're a visual learner, if you're a hands-on learner... and it would be good for you to find out, or just have a little think about what kind of... what ways you can process data most effectively, and then from knowing that, go and find or try a few different ways. I listen to audiobooks, I watch stuff, and then I mostly learn by just practical. Yeah, it is about thinking of what works for you. Everyone's different when it comes to how we can process data to learn stuff. Yeah. But we've got one more track as well. So we've got People Like Us, WireTabs, Mobbedup. Here we go.
You ain't supposed to be alive. making an example out of you for any motherfucker that tried it on me again. You understand? So the only reason you're still alive, don't think because we stopped. It was because that woman walked in the door. Today you would have been gone. You weren't supposed to walk away no more. You me, and that was the worst thing you ever did. Tried it on me again. You understand? So the only reason you're still alive, don't think because we stopped. It was because that woman walked in the door. Today you would have been gone. You weren't supposed to walk away no more. You me, and that was the worst thing you ever did. Guys will meet, I'll eat your f***ing eyes out of your head. And they're as loyal as a mother. And they got balls the size of cow. I would take them tomorrow and tell them, come on, load up, we're gonna blow this whole joint. They'll walk in and blast everybody. With no hesitation or nothing, and go look for these guys.
There we go. People Like Us, WireTabs, Mobbedup. So People Like Us is a definite style. I love it. It reminds me of Crookers, the Crookers from many, many years ago, if anyone remembers them. But yeah, it's very raw. And I love the ideas in there, like the samples that he uses. I did like what Mark said here. Booty techno. I like that as a genre name. More reverb on the vocal. Yeah, I think that would make it just sit a bit nicer with it. Interesting top bit, but it's a bit resonant. Yeah, so if you think about if you were playing this in a nightclub and it's a lot louder, those resonant peaks are gonna hurt people's ears if you're not careful. So it's fine like listening to it kind of like at this level now, but in a big club on a big sound system at very high volumes, it could be quite ear piercing. So it would be good to maybe tame that a little bit. I'm not sure how. Maybe just dynamic EQ might help a little bit, or a limiter, or just surgical EQing them out a little bit. And doing it maybe parallel, you wouldn't be losing the brightness of it. But yeah, I liked it. I liked how it came in there. And then also Mark said, think about EQ. Yeah, I agree. I think this track could be a bit more balanced, a better mix down, and more thought along the top end of stuff. There are amazing plugins for this, such as Soothe. Yeah, Soothe's brilliant. If anyone's not tried Soothe yet, give that a go. Yeah. But yeah, definitely all very helpful feedback there. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go and find my boyfriend now and give him a great big kiss because I miss him because I've not seen him for like 6, 7, 8, 3 hours. My God, what am I going to do? I'm going to play computer games with him, I think, before I go to bed. Big... That's me talking. Okay, we are going to go over and see my friend Minister Bean BPM, who is from America, and he's amazing. He listens to literally every single style of music possible. Amazing DJ. I love him so much. He's salt of the earth. And yeah, I love him to bits. So if you are over... Oh, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day, Mark. It's not like a thing in this house. Like, we don't even know what our anniversary is. We've never been together for 10 years, but we don't have an anniversary. Like, we're shit with stuff like that. But, like, I just feel like Valentine's Day is just forced on us. Do you know what I mean? Malentine's Day. I like that, Malin. Yeah, you have Malentine's Day. Yeah, I'm not a massive, like, follower of it. Of that kind of thing. Like, I barely do Christmas. I have children, so I have to do Christmas. Nice to, of course. Well, but I think the thing is we tell each other every single day. I think because of the whole marketed side of it and the fact that it's kind of like forced upon or expected. And it's cheesy in terms of like buying flowers and chocolates and stuff. He is going to make me a nice meal though. But yeah, I don't like the thought of being told like today's like the day where you celebrate each other. Like it should be every single day. Like he's my best friend. He's my best friend in the whole world. And I love and adore spending every single moment that I possibly can with him. We just have great conversations every single day, and it just seems weird to us to be like, hello, here's your flowers, I've written you a card. No. But what I will do is I'll sing a song at him. I'll make up a silly song for him tomorrow. I'll be like, ooh, guy, you make me fly so high, make me wanna cry, 'cause I love you eternally. I love your face and I love your knee, 'cause you're a really nice guy, really nice guy, really nice guy, really nice guy, 'cause you're a really nice guy, really nice guy, really nice guy. And then when I do this at him in the kitchen, he'll just look at me and like nod and like sing like, ah. I do this to him every day. Sometimes I pretend that we're in like a computer game, which I kind of think we are, and I'll just go up to him and I'll just start looking at him like really intensely, and he'll be like, "Are you done?" Because I'm like, oh, the graphics are really good. But yeah, so Valentine's Day is probably every day, but it's just if people want to do it, please do. I think it's really great that you can honour each other and find a day if that's something that, you know, a lot of people have much busier lives than me and Guy. We work together, we live together. So we see each other all the time. So, you know, it's probably not as important for us to make space and make time to see each other because we can do that a lot. And if that isn't the case, if you guys are, you know, doing 9 to 5 and got kids and stuff, I think it really can be helpful just to have a little reminder of what's important and enjoy each other's company. So, yeah, have a really nice Valentine's Day tomorrow. And if you haven't got a partner, I want you all to go and do something really loving for yourself. Whatever that could be. Don't be rude. See you later, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all on Thursday. Mwah. Bye.